What's up, guys? I hope you're all doing well today. Happy Labor Day with a U because you are important to me. No, mostly because that's how we spell it correctly in Canada. I hope everybody's doing well today. It is Monday, September the 4th. And who is here today? So, Very Cherry, you woke up this morning and your door was open? Front door, back door, side door, closet door, cupboard door, heart door, which was open. I see Courtney here. I see Very Cherry, Sashina, Vicky, Beverly, Bradford, Daylight Disinfectant, Melanie, Copeland, Jonathan Hart, Jay from Michigan, Mayor Wrench McNome, Sashina, if I didn't say that already. Oh, I just clicked a button on this mouse and I don't know what it does. Beverly Bradford, maybe I missed that. Vicky, I think I got everybody now. I was going to start later, guys, but sad news. The sushi place I was going to go to for dinner tonight is closed. So that is a little crazy. Jack of Hearts, welcome. Um, Guys, what did you have for dinner or food today on this Labor Day weekend? Did anybody grill something? I did. I grilled some hot dogs or sausages, I suppose they'd be called. And then I posted that in the Discord. Fun place to be. Um, Very Cherry, it reminds me, I'm gonna fix something with this chat real quick. But it Oh, I sound so slow. It reminds me of a Reddit story that I read it once. One sec. It That should work. Yes, that's exactly what I want. So what happened with that Reddit story is T-Rex, you just woke up? Well, welcome. Um, they like kept waking up and they kept finding like notes in their house like to them, but they didn't make a lot of sense and they were just very odd, and they couldn't figure it out, and they realized like somebody has been breaking into my fucking house while I'm sleeping. They didn't know what to do, didn't know what to make of it, and eventually they posted it on the Reddit thread, and I think it was about uh like landlords, like they assumed that their landlord was coming into the apartment. And of course, Reddit, hive mind, we all work together. And just like we do here. So, well, when we hear something like that. Anyways, turns out, hi, Becca, RLS. Turns out that there was a carbon monoxide leak in the house. And he was getting up and writing himself the note in his sleep, like save your like the creepy ass notes, and was trying to warn himself. Like it wasn't obviously like that bad, but it was also like not good. And somebody on Reddit was like, "Oh, um, check your carbon monoxide levels. Do you have a detector?" And the person came back like the next day, like, okay, yes. So, no, my landlord was not breaking into my house. Yes, we have a carbon monoxide leak. Um, but that's a good reminder. Change your smoke detector batteries, folks, and get a carbon monoxide detector. Very good thing to have. Yeah, it was a nutso story, though. Nutso story. If you're just getting here, please clock in for your shift by hitting that like button. You know that today's a holiday, so can't really work with those on my head as much, but we're gonna have to. So what we're doing, I've actually looked into my computer we're in KCC 1.0, where and I miss Judge Webster from Texas. So I'm sure we've probably watched this at some point. Maybe we haven't. I don't know. It was in a folder on my computer called, what was it called? Let's see. live lineup. So, yes, it is a Canadian holiday as well. Yeah, it's Labor Day, spelled with a U, like I did in the thing. Sometimes I realize I'm like, oh my God, do people think I'm fucking stupid because they think I'm misspelling all these standard words? Part of me, but that's really where how we spell them, you know? Um, yeah. Yes, you do. Well, that's great then, William. Let's take a look. Oh, now I'm gonna have to change the chat box again because now it's gonna be too big. Um, let's do like six, maybe. I'll do six. Um, that's a bit. No, see, I'm gonna have to figure it out. We'll figure it out, my friends. Uh, you can't see it as well until it gets dark on this screen. I like the other screen better for that, I will say. Anyways, we are going to watch some Judge Webster from Texas. This is Judge Webster from Texas, folks. If you're new here, one of my absolute favorites. I used to feature him a lot on my other channel. Sometimes, if we're lucky, he hums. Oh, gray is spelled, yeah, Grey or Gray. I am not misspelling them, T-Rex. Okay. Yeah, color, flavor, honor. There's a few. We talked about this recently. Color, flavor, honor, labor. Basically any of that OR where it should have a U. So, like I said, this is Judge Webster from Texas. He travels about Texas in my mind, but in reality, he just sees court hearings from different counties in Texas. And so we have a few of them here that we're going to go through and see where that gets us for this evening. I I love Judge Webster from Texas. Like I said, sometimes if we're lucky, he hums. It's a great. You have Mayor. You have a fear of your ears falling off and then your glasses won't stay on? I don't think if your ears fell off, your glasses would be your biggest concern. That's my theory. Anyways, I literally was like, did I? I think I might have only put mascara on one eye. Okay, well, let's find that out.
This court's going to call cause number 17872. This is in the District Court of Jasper County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Anthony James Berger. Donna Berger, I need you to raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
It's in the air.
Donna Berger, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thomas Berger, I need you to raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
Your hand's in the air.
Thomas Berger, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Ms. Simone, does the state have any other witnesses besides Mr. and Ms. Berger?
No, sir.
All right, your case has been called. You can call your first witness.
Thank you. I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the prior order in this case.
The court will take judicial notice of its own file.
Oh, I love it when he says that. It's like I think there is a like legal reason why they need to ask him to do that for the record, but the way he answers it is always to me like a little bit slighted. Like yeah, I already read the file. The court will take judicial notice of its own file. Also, I'm noticing I'm having, hi Jody Gardner. Guys, I think I need Botox on one side only. This side to do that. That's exactly what I need.
And the state will call Miss Berger. Miss Berger, would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Donna Lynn Berger.
Hold on, Sashina. I have one good eyebrow and one lazy ass eyebrow. Okay? I know, Hector, I don't really want Botox. What I want I just I just want this one to be like that one. I just want this one to be like that one. I know they do make me because they're never the same. Oh, I tried today too. It's bugging me.
Okay, and you are the mother of Anthony Berger, correct?
I am correct.
Okay, and how old is Anthony?
He is 29 years old.
Okay. And there was a prior order in this case where Mr. Berger was ordered to pay you $200 a month in child support.
No, the issue is that I can raise this one eyebrow, so my muscle is much more toned on this side of my face. And I've told this story before. I trained myself how to raise an eyebrow as a child by holding down this eyebrow and raising that one. Well, here's my advice to everybody. Do both. Train them both. You know? Wait, so no, I don't want to weaken the other side, Courtney. I would like this shape. I like being able to do that. That's my signature. That is my signature move. Also, did she say this kid's 29 years old? Like, we're all worried about my fucking eyebrows. T-Rex, I think even if I shaved them off and drew them on every day, wouldn't be even. Don't think they would be. See, it is a signature move. Seriously, I believe that she said 29 years old. We're gonna have to go back here. 10 to 20 seconds.
Ms. Berger, would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Donna Lynn Berger.
Okay, and you are the mother of Anthony Berger, correct?
I am correct.
Okay, and how old is Anthony?
He is 29 years old.
Okay. And there was a prior order in this case where Mr. Berger was ordered to pay you $200 a month in child support. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am, it is correct.
Okay, and at this time, the state will move for the admission of the financial activity report for Mr. Berger, as State's Exhibit A.
Miss Donna Berger, I placed on the screen a copy of the alleged pay record between you and Thomas Berger. Is it okay if I look at this pay record?
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Mr. Thomas Berger, same question. Is it okay if I look at this pay record?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. You go ahead, Ms. Simone. State's Exhibit A is admitted in debt.
Okay. Ms. Berger, do you want Mr. Berger to pay the amounts that are owed to you?
No.
Okay. And you understand that if you release these amounts that you can never get that back? It's a one-time thing?
Correct, I do.
Okay. And you do this of your own free will?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pass the witness.
All right, call you next witness.
I don't have any questions for Mr. Berger.
All right. Ms. Simone, the documents that's been introduced into evidence ends as of September the 23rd of 2021. Is that,
Yes, that was correct, sir. It's just interest that was owed on the case.
okay. So are you asking me just to release that 394015?
Yeah, that's fine. That works for me.
All right,
It's all owed to Ms. Berger, so.
that's fine. So I'm going to release that as of June the 20th of 2023.
Okay,
Is that okay?
perfectly fine.
All right. Hey, Miss Donna Berger, is there anything else you think I need to know about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir. I guess
Okay.
that's all.
All right, Mr. Berger, is there anything else you think I need to know about the case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
I haven't seen one like this in a long time, y'all, where the only thing that's left on the case is interest. Miss Berger, I do appreciate you releasing that. I know sometimes it can be a real drain because the interest just keeps accumulating, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. No, thank you. It makes the record a little cleaner when we can do it this way. The court's going to find, the court has jurisdiction. The court's going to find, based on the testimony of Miss Donna Berger, that she has willingly and voluntarily released any and all arrears on this case as of June the 20th of 2023. Therefore, I'm going to find that as of June the 20th of 2023, Mr. Berger owes zero child support. Mr. Berger will, however, be responsible for court costs, but I will give him until December 31st to pay my court cost. Ms. Simone, does that take care of all the issues in this case before me today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Berger and Mr. Berger, what's going to happen now is the state's going to send me a proposed order. It'll have the release information in it that shows that Mr. Berger no longer owes anything for the child support in this case. If it matches what I said today, I'm going to sign it, get it back to them, and then they're going to make a copy of it and send it to each of you, okay?
Okay.
All right. I appreciate you both being here today. You're both free to go.
Thanks, Judge. Yeah, so they do charge interest on child support cases that are not paid on time, John. Oh, you guys, that's the humming. We're gonna go back. You gotta hear this. Oh, and I did get my eyebrow threaded. Even the threading ladies can't figure out my eyebrows. They're like, yes, one good one. I actually
This
know
court's
how to
going to call
thread
cause number
eyebrows myself.
32867. This is in the District Court of Jasper County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Lyanna Hafford. All right. This court called this case to order. Initial docket appearances were set at 10. Neither Mr. Irvine nor Ms. Hafford appeared, and the state is asking to move forward and default both parties in its petition. Is that correct, Ms. Simone?
Yes, Your Honor.
This appears to be a lawsuit you filed on September the 9th of 2022.
That's correct.
All right. The court's going to note that Mr. Vernon Domain Irvine was personally served with citation in this case in the Burnett County Jail on March the 28th of 2023. That citation was returned on file on April the 10th of 2023. He has not filed an answer in this case. The court's now going to also find that Ms. Gadasia Hafford was personally served with citation in this case in Jefferson County, Texas on March 29th of 2023. That citation was returned and on file on March the 30th of 2023, and she has not filed an answer in this case either. Make sure.
First of all, my threading girl, it costs like $18. Melanie, where you go and get threaded that's costing you that much money? Oh, and it's an absolute art. They do all of it. Okay, here's what they do. You walk into the threading place and they're like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Oh, my face. I need it fixed." And then they're like, "Sit down." And so you sit down, and then there's like girls whimpering in behind a curtain. They're just like, like just okay, you know. And oh my God, no. A thread lift? No. No, I'm talking about when they thread your eyebrows, like pluck them with thread. Anyways, so then you go in and they're like, okay, they don't even ask you how you want them. Actually, as I come to think of it, there's no discussion about the shape or anything like that. They just like, they're like, mm. And I'm like, what? Oh, yeah. So then you go and you take one hand and you cover your eyeball with it, and you take the other hand like this and you pull it like this and you lie there and you let them thread your fucking face. And then you do the other side the same and you hold it tight. And then, doesn't it hurt? Yeah, I guess it hurts some people. I mean, I mean, I've had my entire face threaded. They just come, they're like, you will do your face. And I'm like, okay, what's on my face? Jesus Christ. But then they just like go, oh man, it's a little crazy. Um, but you can get very precise when you do eyebrow threading because you can just like go in and pull away the hairs that you want to get rid of. Uh, but yeah, some areas it does hurt. Some people it hurts. I remember my mom once got her eyebrows threaded, but she could only go through with one. Pussy.
Yeah, she has not filed an answer either. Let's see if they got notice of this hearing.
Me too, Courtney. If I have a desk with a mirror on it, be dangerous if we get tweezers there. Jonathan, candle wax? Yes. They sell special sex candles. I have them.
Why did you send her notice to a different address?
Let me check.
I've definitely seen this one. I don't remember it, but I've seen it. I've heard it.
You served her in March on College Street, Beaumont. You sent the notice to Broad Oak Street in Beaumont. You got a new address for her, Miss Simone?
It appears we have a new address for her.
When was it updated?
It looks like we first received it in February.
You did what?
We had received it in February.
Well, you served her at the end of March. At the
It says-
different address.
I don't, I
Oh, wait, never mind. You're good. You have both
Okay.
addresses on the service sheet, so this must be
Okay.
a address. Okay, yeah, you're fine. All right, the court's gonna find that both parties, Mr. Irvine and Ms. Hafford, have been sent notice of this hearing. All right, so your case has been called.
thank you, Judge. I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of the prior order in this case.
The court will take judicial notice of its own file.
The state will move for the admission of the inmate detail for Mr. Irvine as State's Exhibit A.
State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence.
Okay, and that exhibit shows that Mr. Irvine has been in custody since March 19th of 2022. The state will also move to admit the financial activity report for Mr. Irvine as State's Exhibit B.
State's Exhibit B is admitted into evidence.
And based
Wow.
on the fact that Mr. Irvine is currently incarcerated and there appears to be no release date at this time, the state is asking the court to modify his child support and medical support to 0 beginning June 1st, as well as judgments pursuant to our pay record as of May 31st, along with court costs.
Well, unfortunately, that's not the standard, Miss Simone.
Mhm.
It's not how long he's been in jail, it's how much longer he's going to be there. So what
That-
evidence do you have to lead you to believe that he's going to be there for at least the next 180 days?
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on criminal law, so
Isn't she a lawyer?
looks like he's being held on a first-degree felony, so
Ding, there you go.
yeah, and I know that much.
And it looks like he's been there for quite some time, just waiting for trial.
Yeah, that's what it.
I'd also hazard to guess that you tried to send notice to him on this case at 3 different jails. Is that correct?
I believe that he was arrested initially by the Burnett County Jail, but he's being housed by the Bell County Jail.
Right.
That is my understanding.
That possibly he has multiple charges from multiple counties.
I believe it's possible.
Anything further from the state?
No, sir.
Court's going to find the court has jurisdiction. The court's going to find there is a material substantial change of circumstance. I'm going to find that Mr. Irvine is certainly currently incarcerated. He's in there on multiple charges, and it appears that he's going to be there for at least the next 6 months. He's been there for well over a year now, just waiting for trial. Based on the circumstances that I see before me, I think he's going to be there for at least the next 180 days. Therefore, as of June the 1st of 2023, Mr. Irvine's child support and medical support is hereby modified to 0. I will grant judgment against Mr. Irvine in favor of the Attorney General's office as per their pay record and State's Exhibit B, and find that as of May 31st of 2023, Mr. Irvine owes $39,241.01 in child support, and he owes $2,789.93 in medical support. Both judgments as of May 31st. He'll be ordered to pay $400 per month toward the back child support and $30 a month toward the back medical support. Those payments also beginning June the 1st of 2023. Court cost by Mr. Irvine, but I'll give him until December 31st.
Okay, and that was that. Wow. Don't worry, we have more from that lovely folder. I'll be right back.
This court's going to call cause number 40456. This is in the District Court, Jasper County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Midnight Rain Peterson. Dustin Martin, I need you to raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
Yes, sir. My hand's in the air.
Dustin Martin.
Oh shit. Okay, this was one of my best videos on the other channel. People went fucking nuts over this kid's name. I'm sorry. I was moving the chat. People went nuts over this kid's name. And I don't like to, I don't title my videos with people's names. That's just not how I do it. It's my own thing. As soon as he said that, we got to read some of the comments after this on this video from the other page because they fucking killed me last time. I woke up. I remember I posted the video and I woke up and I was like, oh, these people are savage. I love it. Okay, let's watch this and then we'll read some of the comments.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Number 40456. This is in the District Court, Jasper County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Midnight Rain Peterson. Dustin Martin, I need
Midnight
you to
Rain
raise your
Peterson.
right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
Yes, sir. My hand's in the air.
Dustin Martin, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Haley Peterson, raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Ms. Simone, does the state have any other witnesses besides the parties?
No, sir.
All right. Your case has been called. You can call your first witness.
Okay, the state will call Miss Peterson. Miss Peterson, would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Haley Peterson.
Okay, and do you have any safety concerns with your personal information being in today's court order?
No, ma'am.
What is the name of the child we're here for today?
Midnight Rain Peterson.
Okay, when was Midnight born?
March 12th, 22.
And how old is Midnight?
She's 1.
And do you and Midnight both reside together in Jasper County?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is Midnight's father?
Dustin Martin.
Okay, at this time, the state will move for the admission of the genetic test results for Midnight as State's Exhibit A.
Ms. Peterson, I've just placed on the screen a copy of the alleged DNA test results between you, Midnight Peterson, and the alleged father, Dustin Martin. Is it okay if I look at these DNA test results?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Mr. Martin, the same question. Is it okay if I look at these DNA test results?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit A is admitted into evidence. Based on the admission into evidence of State's Exhibit A, the court's going to find that the alleged father, Mr. Dustin Martin, is found to be the biological and now the legal father of the child Midnight Peterson based on the DNA test results. Go ahead, Ms. Simone.
What do you want Midnight's last name to be?
Peterson.
Martin.
Mr. Martin, they have not asked you any questions yet, okay?
Yes, sir.
Just wait for them to call your name. Go ahead.
And
Ms.
why do you believe that would be in her best interest?
Because she's already been that way, and
One second, Ms. Simone. Ms. Peterson, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Peterson, if I see you one time look off my screen at somebody else for an answer to the question, I'm going to remove you out of my Zoom here. I'm going to do this without you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You answer the questions. Don't look at somebody else to answer the question for you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead, Ms. Simone.
All right. Did you finish answering why do you believe keeping her last name as Peterson would be in her best interest?
To be honest, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't think it would be a good idea to put his last name as Martin because me and him really don't get along, and I think Peterson would fit her name, her last name.
Okay. Were you and Mr. Martin ever in a relationship?
No, yes. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
Did the two of you ever reside together?
No, ma'am.
When did you tell Mr. Martin that he could be Midnight's father?
When I was 2 weeks pregnant and I found out, I called him that day.
Since Midnight was born, has Mr. Martin been providing any financial support?
No, ma'am.
Are you asking the court for any back child support today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Who does Midnight live with?
Me and my parents.
Okay. And how long has she lived with you?
For a year.
Okay. Who makes the important decisions for Midnight?
Me.
Who makes the day-to-day decisions?
Me.
And when did Mr. Martin last see her?
Never.
Okay. So Mr. Martin presently has no relationship whatsoever with Midnight?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And he's never seen her?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What safety concerns do you have with the court ordering visitation?
He can see her, but either one of my parents or I would have to be there for him to see her. I don't feel comfortable leaving her alone with him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. What type of health insurance does Midnight have?
I think it's Texas Children.
I will go ahead and pass this witness.
Call your next witness.
Okay, I will call Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, would you state
Yes,
your full
ma'am.
name? Would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
Dustin Ray Martin.
Okay. And you are Midnight Peterson's father, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Now I know that.
Okay. And what do you want Midnight's last name to be?
I'd rather it be Martin.
Okay. And why do you believe that's in her best interest?
Well, for the simple fact is, I know I ain't been there for the little girl, and it's not really my fault because Haley personally, she doesn't like my mom or any of my family. And the reason that is because my mom's a dope head. Literally, that's all she does is drugs. I don't associate with her, don't have nothing to do with her. I got my own house to take care of things I got to take care of. I work. Other than that, I'd like the little girl to have my last name.
Okay.
Personally, because my daughter, I want her to have a part of me,
Okay. When did Ms. Peterson tell you that you could be Midnight's father?
A little bit after she, told me she was 2 weeks pregnant. I came back from Alabama for about 2 months after being in a relationship with her. And then she finally told me she was pregnant, so I didn't believe it was mine because I was in Alabama at the time. But I guess she was longer pregnant than that. I'm not sure. And then that's the reason why I wanted to go forward with the paternity test.
Okay. Have you ever provided any type of financial support for Midnight?
No, ma'am, I haven't. And the simple reason why is because I haven't, seen her, had any way of associating with her, any of that.
Who does Midnight live with?
She lives with her.
And who makes the major life decisions for Midnight?
I have no say so in anything that goes on over there at
Okay.
all.
And have you ever seen Midnight?
No, ma'am, but I really want to.
Okay. So you would like to have a relationship with Midnight?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
Okay. And are you currently employed?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, where do you work?
I work for STI at OCI.
Okay. And how long have you worked there?
I've been working there for the past 2-3 months.
Okay. And are you paid hourly or a salary?
I'm paid hourly.
Okay, how much are you paid per hour?
I make $18 an hour.
Okay. And do you work 40 hours per week?
I work at least 43.
43? Okay, so do you work some overtime?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your overtime rate?
It really and truly, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just work and get paid.
And what did you do prior to this job?
New construction.
Okay. And what were you paid at that job?
Basically the same thing.
Okay. And is this current job, is this a contract position?
No, ma'am. This guy owns his own company, so
Okay, so it's
I
pretty
kinda
steady work. It's steady work. Is the job that you have now steady work?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Like I skipped
Do-
work today in order to be in court.
Okay. Do you have any other biological children under the age of 18?
No, ma'am. That's the only
Okay.
child I have.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pass the witness.
Call your next witness.
No further witnesses.
Well, just before you get going with your craziness, Judge, I would like to just jump in and preemptively say how much I love Judge Webster. This is one of the great examples of those cases. I think Melanie said something really telling in the chat. If this girl's parents weren't involved, they probably would co-parent just fine. I might have to agree with that. Anyways, let's hear what Judge Webster has to say.
You do construction work, Mr. Martin?
Yes, sir.
No. And you've been with SGI for 2 or 3 months?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the company you were with before?
That's really my first job. Other than that, I was working for American Fence before I went and applied at. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this is your first big time construction job?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, Courtney.
So do you anticipate this is going to be a permanent spot, or is this going to be till the job's done, then you got to find someplace else to work?
Until the job's done.
All right. So you're going to be job hopping because you're in construction?
Something like that. I mean, the guy that owns his own company, I kind of been working with him a lot lately.
Right. Hey, Mr. Martin, you don't have to make excuses, okay? This is
There's no-
construction. It's construction work. I grew up with it. All of my family's still in it. So I understand how you bounce around from one place to the next, from one job to the next.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's just the nature of Southeast Texas construction work.
Guys, like the video, please. And yes, her parents are in the room with her. And Judge Webster at the beginning said, ma'am, if you look off to the side for an answer, I'm kicking you out. And here's the thing, Daylight. Judge Webster cares so much about parents seeing their kids. And he's going to set up what I would guess would be a phased in visitation schedule for the dad to see the daughter. Judge Webster only cares about the kids. That's true. But he also, in front of him, probably sees two almost children, these parents. No offense meant. I was a young mom. I get it. But sometimes when you hear some straight advice from somebody with their head screwed on right, it helps. Judge Webster's that guy for these kids. And I hope her parents are listening too.
All right. That's the easy part. Let's deal with the hard part. All right, so Miss Peterson, you said that you wanted Midnight's last name to remain Peterson. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you said you wanted that just because that's part of the reason was because that's the only name she's ever known.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a really stupid question?
Yes, sir.
If I asked Midnight what her last name was, would she be able to tell me?
No, sir.
All right. So she really doesn't know what her last name is, right?
No, sir.
See, here's the thing I want y'all to understand. I've been doing this a long time, and I know little kids. I deal with little kids all the time. And it's okay. You weren't ready for that question. You weren't sure how you should answer it. So let me see if I can help. All right. So right now I got a child that's 15 months old, and I'm sure she's gorgeous. I'm sure she's happy. I'm sure she's well taken care of. And she's about to have a new person involved in her life. To be honest with both of y'all, her last name is not really my concern. I got lots of concerns in this case, and the child's last name ain't one of them. More than likely, at some point in time in her future, she's probably going to grow up and get married. And when she does, she's going to have a completely different last name after that. So even though it'd be nice if we had a name we could come up with, we're not able to do that. So we're going to have to figure out something different. Like right now, the child's last name is Peterson. The parties do not agree that the child's last name needs to be changed. Mr. Martin wants the child's last name to change. Ms. Peterson does not. There is absolutely no statute, no law in regards to how the child's last name should be determined. It's just simply my decision. It's not even appealable because there's no law that says how it's supposed to be. All right. My suggestion is, and in cases like this, what I usually do is I say, you know what? I got a great mom. I got a dad who wants to be a dad. I'll hyphenate the name and I'll change the child's last name to Peterson/Martin. How do you think about that, Miss Peterson?
That's fine.
Mr. Martin, what do you think about that?
I'm okay with it. Like you
All
said, it really doesn't matter.
It does matter. It matters to y'all. And I didn't want to come across as it doesn't matter to me, because it does matter to me. It's just in the grand scheme of things of what's really important to me about Midnight. The last name is not on the list of very important things. Okay. But
Yes, sir.
I'm glad y'all both agreed that we can do that. So we're going to do that. All right. That's, like I say, that was the easy part. Let's talk about the visitation. Now, Miss Peterson, Mr. Martin has had no contact with the child. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want you both to understand something. I don't blame anybody that Mr. Martin hasn't had contact, because it's not going to change anything. If I could go back in time and fix it then so that Mr. Martin's contact rights with Midnight started a year ago, I would do that. I don't have a time machine, so I can't fix it. The only thing that I can do is try to start something from this point forward so that Mr. Martin gets to know his child. Right? It's not Mr. Martin's fault. It's not Miss Peterson's fault. And it certainly is not Midnight's fault. Now, Miss Peterson, you said something that I need to correct for you right up front, okay? When Miss Simone asked you about Midnight spending time with Mr. Martin, you said that you, Miss Peterson, wouldn't feel comfortable. You ready for a real big time wet fish right in the face? I don't care about your comfort. Your comfort is of absolutely no relevance to me. Midnight's comfort is of utmost relevance to me. You understand? I can't make you comfortable. All I can do is try to set the situation up the best of my ability so that Midnight is comfortable. So what you did say about Mr. Martin having supervised contact, that is certainly going to happen. Mr. Martin hasn't had any contact with Midnight. Midnight has to get to know him. Okay. And I'm going to set up a phased in visitation schedule that I hope will make that happen. All right. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to take Mr. Martin some time to get to know Midnight and for Midnight to get to know Mr. Martin. Okay, Ms. Peterson? All right. Can you say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
All right. So my phased in visitation schedule goes like this. I do a certain number of supervised visits for Mr. Martin for say 4 hours. And then I do a certain number of unsupervised visits again for 4 hours. And then I do a certain number of unsupervised visits where Mr. Martin gets the child for the whole day, 1 day. And then I do a certain number of visits after that where Mr. Martin gets 1 night overnight. Okay. So you see, each time I increase the phase, Mr. Martin gets a little more time with Midnight so that Midnight will know. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm thinking I need 10 visits at each phase. That means that Mr. Martin would have 10 supervised visits. When those supervised visits are done, then Mr. Martin would have 10 unsupervised visits for the half a day. And then when those 10 visits are done, then Mr. Martin would have 10 unsupervised visits for the day. When those 10 visits are done, then Mr. Martin would have 10 one-night overnights. When he got done with that last phase, then he would have standard possession, which is
And the thing to remember, and I think he's going to explain it here, but hi Terry, and also hi Harmony, welcome. Um, did you hear I put Uncrustables in my bra? Yes, I did put Uncrustables in my bra, Terry. I love it. I love the internet. I personally think single-handedly I'm raising the value of Uncrustables. I want to buy stock, but instead I'm going to Florida. So Judge is going to remind us here, 10 visits in each phase, but those visits only get to occur every first, third, and fifth like weekend of the month. So it's going to take like 30 plus months for this to happen almost. And that's important. It's a very, very well thought out, phased in supervision plan for nobody when nobody's done anything wrong, right? There's nothing wrong from either parent here other than a little bit of immaturity, but not even that. Like this is just they weren't set up properly and now he's got to get them back on track.
weekends, holidays, summers, that kind of stuff. Now that's 10 visits. That's not 10 months or 10 weeks. That's 10 visits. So if he does every visit the way I just said, he's going to get 2 visits a month. Okay, generally. So it's going to take him 5 months to get every visit done that I just described before he would have standard possession. So 5 times 4 will be 20. So at that point in time, I would assume that Midnight would be about 3.5 years old. That's about the time that the law says that Mr. Martin should have weekend visits with the child. You following with me so far, Ms. Peterson?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Peterson, in your opinion, do you think that Midnight would have enough time based on my schedule to get to know Mr. Martin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Martin, based on the information that I just gave you, do you think that Midnight would have enough time to get to know you over that next 2 years?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now listen, y'all, that's what I'm going to do in this case, 10 at each phase. But I want you both to know something. Part of my court order is going to say that Mr. Martin can have visitation at any and all times mutually agreed to by the parties. You don't have to follow my schedule. If you, Ms. Peterson, and you, Mr. Martin, agree to change my schedule, you can do that. But it will mean that you have to agree to change it. Okay? If Ms. Peterson doesn't agree to change it, then you got to stick to my schedule. If Mr. Martin doesn't agree to change it, then you have to stick to my schedule. If either party feels like the schedule is not working, then you always have the right to hire an attorney and go back and change my schedule. All right? You always have that right.
Yes, sir.
You understand that, Ms. Peterson?
Yes, sir.
You understand that, Mr. Martin?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Now's the time to ask it.
Say I was at work one of my visitation days and I'm not able to see her. How would that go? Like, would the next day, if I'm free, I'd have a
No,
visit, or?
the only time that's going to be a real problem for you, Mr. Martin, is for the supervised visits, which are the first 10. If you can't do the visit, then it's not going to make any difference because you have to do the supervised visit.
So I would just miss the visit.
You would miss the visit for the supervised visit, but not for the other 30. Any visits after the first supervised visits, Mr. Martin, you could send somebody to go pick up the child, and then you could meet them somewhere to have some time with the child. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, if you decide to do that, that is your right, Mr. Martin. You don't have to be the person to go get midnight. You can send somebody else to go get midnight for you. You understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
But I need you to understand, Mr. Martin, that there's some conditions in there. Miss Peterson would never allow some unknown strange person to take her child.
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
if you send somebody she doesn't know, that child's not getting in the car.
Yes, sir.
So sometimes, y'all, believe it or not, common sense plays into this more than anything else. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions, Miss Peterson?
No, sir.
Any other question, Mr. Martin?
No, sir.
Court's going to find the court has jurisdiction. The court's going to find, based on the testimony of the parties, that it is certain in Midnight's best interest to name the parties as joint managed conservators, with Miss Peterson as the primary parent, has the right to establish the residence of the child. I'm going to order Miss Peterson to maintain the health insurance that she has on the child, and I'm going to set child support against Mr. Martin based on his testimony. Child support in this case is going to be set at $465 per month, plus an additional $80 a month in cash medical. Retroactive child support will be granted in this case, but not for full time. $2,000 in retroactive child support, Ms. Simone. That'll be paid back at a rate of $30 a month. All payments beginning July the 1st of 2023. The last name of the child is going to be changed from this point forward to Peterson-Martin. Court cost by Mr. Martin, but I'll give him until December 31st of 2023. There will be a phased-in visitation schedule for the child with 10 visits at each phase, as I described. Does that take care of all the issues in this case?
Yes, sir, I believe so.
All right. Ms. Peterson and Mr. Martin, what's going to happen now is the state's going to send me an order. As long as it matches what I said here today, I'm going to sign it and get it back to them. And then they're going to make a copy of it and send it to each of you, okay?
Yes, sir.
I got a young baby in front of me today. She's going to need two parents to have the best opportunities that she has in the future to grow up good and strong. All right? Y'all take advantage of the chance. Y'all take advantage of the chance that I gave you today.
He's like in a movie. Seriously. That's like a movie line. Hi, Billy Elliot. Welcome. Okay, you guys. So what a great video. We're going to dissect it a little bit. I did post this on my other channel at many moons ago. And I want to read you the comments because, like I said at the beginning, maybe you didn't hear, the comments make me laugh all the time. Whenever I get comments, that's what I do. That's what I do first thing in the morning. I sort of open up my phone, and YouTube tells me, and this day I remember it because again, I named the video Webster. Your comfort means nothing to me. Child support court. Okay, I didn't make a big deal about the name. I didn't. Wow, this might be one of my best ever videos actually on the other channel. So the top comment is, this is one of the best reasons why children shouldn't be having children. You get a child named Midnight Rain. But then there are people that felt like we did. The biggest thing that could hinder this co-parenting relationship is her mother, who was standing there trying to direct traffic. They both actually sounded like reasonable kids. And then the next one says, they named the kid Midnight Rain, and it's the Peterson part of the name that they have an issue with. And then, first time hearing Midnight as a name, it's definitely unique. Not sure if I could go that far, but that's just me. I love Judge Webster. The mom was listening to her mama, and she's going to cause drama between these two parents. I hope for Midnight's sake, these two can co-parent. They're young and still have hope, which is true. And then somebody wrote, I couldn't stop laughing because my cat's name is Midnight. Um, the child already has a stupid name and now has to deal with a hyphenated last name. Man, this girl will be picked on as a child. Well, as somebody with a stupid name and a hyphenated last name as a child, yeah, you get picked on. Um, you ready for a wet fish to the face? That was really funny. Uh, the name Midnight is so strange. Not sure where that came from, but I almost teared up when the judge took the time to explain the stuff about the last name. You could see the anxiety float away from the mom as he did. These people are young, and the kid obviously is too. I truly admire Judge Webster for explaining that the way he did and being so mindful of both parties. Love to see judges use compassion in their courtrooms. Sometimes these situations are messy, especially for young parents. Good work all around. Although I will say the attorney general did nothing in the case. Loud Elvis, welcome, welcome, welcome. I know, now coming out onto the main stage, a Midnight, spelt with a Z. You can put it anywhere you want because it's silent. Um, they did do a DNA test. Someone said 2 weeks pregnant. Yeah, you definitely need a DNA test. I think I might have said that at the beginning too when I first watched it, but I think she means like it told her she was 2 weeks pregnant. I'm not really sure. Uh, Oh, these people should be jailed for naming their child Midnight Rain. My son had a friend who was named Ulysses Grant and then last name. Kids can suffer in grade school if some kids decide the name is weird. The fact that they named the kid Midnight should forfeit their rights as parents. I don't agree. I mean, again, I have a weird name, so I get that. But maybe some of you guys made these comments, you know? The likelihood of that is pretty good. There was 150 comments on that video, which is a lot for me, and so I'm not going to read them all, but it's a great reminder to you guys. Great way to communicate with me is in the comments because I read them all. Okay. Yeah, we have time for some more court. Give me 1 second. I'll grab some more court here. I mean, we've had quite a day today with no court in session. Well, maybe it was in session and I just have been slacking lately. I'm not sure. Purple Rain is what you think of with this case, Melanie. Yeah, again, a name is all in how you handle it. I feel like an old lady. Well, we'll go with the last Judge Webster. T-Rex is back. We'll go with the last Judge Webster. Oh, hold on, Judgy. The last one in here. Aw, Daylight, you're so sweet. So, Sheena, you once named a human being accidentally? I think accidentally would be a tough name to have. Accidentally! Yeah, that doesn't really slide off the tongue as you really want a kid's name to do. But, to each their own. You know my rules about naming. You named her nothing. Um, what am I gonna try? You work for CFS and parents named a child God. I've told the story before, Terry Westlake, about working at the bank and the person being named Baby until they were old enough to pick their own name. I don't even know where you would look up a therapist to deal with that fucking bucket of worms. Seriously, like, how would you even begin to explain that? Uh, Therapist, I'd like to call the bank teller to the stand where she can explain how fucked up this is. Um, again, I was born in Scotland, but I am not Catholic, nor am I Scottish very much anymore. Oh, well, Sashina, helping somebody pick a name by giving them good options is not exactly the same, but I like it. I've told you guys, you want to know if a baby name is good, go down to a mall, park, airport, boulevard, I don't know, busy place. You just stand there and you fucking yell. And if you're yelling, accidentally, like, first of all, nobody's going to come and help you look for your kid. More likely, they're going to call the police on you and be like, there's a lady out here yelling accidentally really loud. But I mean, seriously, is try it, the name, because if you don't like it, that's what you're going to be doing a lot. And if you feel stupid, you shouldn't name your kid that. As usual, my neighbors are just like, that lady's fucking weird. They really do. I know they do. I fucking don't care. The things I do on my deck are my business. Where's my red hair if I'm so Scottish? Traded it
This court's
in.
gonna call cause number 40704. This is in the District Court of Jasper County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Jacarter Maddox. Mr. James Maddox, I need you to raise your right hand and tell me that your hand is in the air.
My hand is in there, sir.
Mr. Maddox, do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. You can put your hand down. Ms. Simone, do you have any other witnesses besides Mr. Maddox?
Just Mr. Maddox.
All right, your case has been called and your witness has been sworn.
Thank you, Judge. The state will call Mr. Maddox.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Maddox, would you state your full name for the court's record, please?
James Anthony Maddox.
Okay, and are you the father of Jacarter Maddox?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to make a finding that you're the biological father of Jacarter Maddox?
No. No, ma'am.
Do you want a DNA test?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, yes, ma'am.
Okay,
What's that,
so you would
Mr.
let
Maddox? I didn't hear you.
No,
Okay, you don't want a DNA test?
no, sir.
All right, do you admit, Mr. Maddox, that you are the father of Jacarter Maddox?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Maddox. I know sometimes questions get a little complicated.
Yes, sir.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
At Little Caesars in Jasper, Texas.
And are you paid
Ain't no shame in
hourly
that
or
hustle.
salary?
Yes, the first one.
Hourly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, how much do you make per hour?
$10.
Good for him.
How many hours per week do you work?
I'm gonna say lots.
Like 36 hours a week.
36?
$360 minus tax.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
have any other sources of income?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any other children under the age of 18?
Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry, I did not
Daddy
hear
met-
you.
Like that.
Sorry, Mr. Maddox, you're breaking up.
Breaking up is hard to
You can hear me now?
do.
Yes, sir. I'll repeat the question. Do you have any other children under the age of 18?
Mr. Maddox, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I got it. Oh, I can hear you.
Mr. Maddox, do you have any other children besides Jakarta?
Yes, sir.
How
His
many?
name Jaden Maddox.
Uh,
Just the
How many,
one little
how many children do you have, Mr. Maddox?
two.
All right.
Carter and Jaden.
Okay. And the other child, is that the other child, what's that child's name?
Jaden Maddox.
And where does Jayla live?
He live
Jaden.
he live with me.
Okay. Thank you.
State will pass the witness.
Call your next witness.
I have no other witnesses.
Mr. Maddox, can you
Daylight, I have a funny. You know how I make up fake backstories for all the lawyers and judges that we see. So this judge or this lawyer, my God. Oh, med check. Take your meds, folks. That's a great idea. Take your meds. This lawyer, I have a theory that she came to work the first day and introduced herself to Judge Webster, but he didn't hear her or he was just fucking with her. And she said, "Yeah, my name is Miss Simon," but then he just calls her Miss Simone, and now that's just her name. Because Simone is a pretty like popular name up in Canada, but down in East Texas, a little less so. And I just laughed. I just thought to myself, like, I just believe like she just realized and resigned herself, like, I am now Miss Simone instead of Miss Simon. Oh, she's usually pretty good though. She's better than the other lady, the one that coughs all the time. Miss Overstreet, Dana Overstreet.
hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Maddox, do you have any questions about this case before I make a ruling?
No, sir.
Okay. They're just asking me to set child support and medical support for the other state, okay?
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right. I appreciate that, Mr. Maddox. The court's going to find the court has jurisdiction. The court's going to find that Mr. Maddox is the
Yes, sir.
biological and now the legal father of the child Jakarta. I'm going to find that child support in this case with one other dependent based on Mr. Maddox's testimony will be $220 a month plus $25 a month, giving him credit with the other child. There will be no retroactive child support in this case since none was requested. That take care of, court costs by December 31st. Does that take care of all the issues in this case for you, Ms. Simone?
It does.
Mr. Maddox, they're going to send me a proposed order as long as it matches what I said here today. I'm going to sign it and get it back to them. Then they're going to make a copy of it and send it to you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, Mr. Maddox, I wish you the best of luck. You're free to go, all right?
He's free to go. We are not quite free to go yet. I'm actually quite a bit. Judge Webster, I trust, but other than that, I'm a little nervous to just click on any court shit that I have. Just because of my ADHD life that I live. Today is some birthdays of some people. I just was reminded by myself, by my brain. My brain reminded me. I don't think KLF is here. I think she is hanging out with her birthday boy, but maybe she'll watch it back. Happy birthday, James. And then also, was it today? Somebody's kid was like, I'm pooping. I want, oh no, Katie, was it yesterday your kid said that? I think that was yesterday. You were like, my daughter or my kid wants everyone to know that. Who was that? Tell me now. Still makes me laugh sometimes. I don't even know where that was. Like, this is the problem with the internet now, is like I'm not even quite positive where on the internet we all might have come together to seen that. Because it could be here, it could be in many other chat rooms and places that we go to. Because a lot of us have similar likes on the internet. Oh, fucking shit. Click the wrong button. Speaking of that, James isn't here. I think he turned 12. He's not here. I heard it in another chat. But I added some channels to my channel recommendations on the page. So if you are wanting to support our friend Sashina, our friend T-Rex, of course, Credence and Mikey, It's Royalty Podcast, looking at legal stuff, Hector Camp clips, and people in and KLF. I've linked those people on my chat or on my channel. I've listed some of them. I might have to move Hector. I don't know. We're going to have to do a debrief of Hector's channel, and then we can decide if Hector is court adjacent or if Hector should just go in my my friends category. I just flipped my phone over. Or if you that and we can decide together. Oh, I have to add Colin, but you know what? I need to talk to Colin first, Sometimes it's weird when somebody does things without talking to me first. These people I know. And I know Colin, he comes in here. I'm absolutely trying to break a new phone. KT, yes, there is a Bluebell update. Bluebell was in a con what do you call it? A dog contest, a dog show. Again, my brain goes automatically to Discord, but my sister texts me from text messages. So, okay, yes. Bluebell won. Am I gonna be able to do this? Oh my god. There's Bluebell. She won first place in 3 categories, I think. That's her with her daddy. That's my sister's boyfriend and Bluebee. And then oh yeah, so sorry, it's the Pender Island Fun Dog Show. So it's not like a real one, it's a fun one. And here's the thing. She won Best Adult, oh sorry, I'll come back over here. Best Adult Handler, Best Recall, and Best Treat Catcher, and Best in Show. She's so good. I have a little video here. I think it'll be too small. Well, we'll see. I'll play it. She's so good. Somebody literally said, "Oh my God," in the crowd. This is the kind of shit I do with her every day. I've been training this dog. She's a fucking, obviously a star, a champion. Here, we'll watch it one more time. Oh my God, seriously, she took overall gold. She really did. I love it. Oh, and like, first of all, that was like an easy shot. So I wrote back to my sister, "Oh my God, my girl is a star." And she is such a good. When they were calling her to tell her that she won Best in Show, they said she's probably not here right now because she's playing a game of chess. I don't know why that would be funny. And she is, let's remember, not just a black lab, Daylight, but she is a Labernese dog. So on Discord, actually, hold on. Let me pull that up and I can show a better shot of that, of her. Because she deserves it. She just deserves it. She's such a good girl. Let me see here. And then you guys, we are probably done with court for the evening, I think. You can't labor too much on Labor Day, can you? You can't. You can't labor too much on Labor Day. It's not good. Okay, I was getting that picture. I am just unable to focus a lot, and that's okay. That's why we took our meds, folks. There she is. Oh my God, she's so cute. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to save the image. Booby. And that way I can safely put it on here. Give me 1 second. And see, like, is it gonna open? Yes, it did. Okay, grand. Hold on. There she is. Look at her. What a beautiful girl. That's my Bluebell. And not mine, of course, my sister's. The best part. Oh, yeah, she's a Labrador, so she's a Bernese Mountain Dog and a Lab. See that little white patch at the bottom there? That's worth all the money. But in reality, I do believe that she is a lot of a Lab. But best in show. Yes, she is. So proud of her. You guys, actually, I will indeed be trying to spend some more time with Bluebell in the coming weeks and bring her on the show more, just because I want to. And because you know how the year is starting again in a way. I miss you all. I really appreciate you coming by the kitchen tonight to hang out. Bring her to Florida. Courtney, I can't even bring my own ass to Florida, barely. I mean, I can. I did some very adult things today planning for Florida. I was just like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, you have to do this. I don't want to. You have to. So I did that. But um, I can't bring her. My God. She's actually gone to Montana before, though. I've never been to Montana. Bluebell has. Anyways, guys, I love you so much. Please remember that I am proud of you. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, and also, I think court's back in session tomorrow, so Credence and Mikey. That's where you'll find me in the morning first. Sashina is going back to school tomorrow. First day of school. Please let's send good vibes to Sashina. We don't want any of the fucking weird kids in her class. We don't want any of, well, we want the weird kids, but the nice ones. And yeah, we're sending good vibes to everybody, to Crystal, to Melanie, to Harmony, to Sashina. Insert your name here. We're sending you good vibes. I promise. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. So, Sheena, you should get a Larry Beaver for your classroom.